So here we are again, talking about the craziness going on in the Vic community, particularly the Kick Vic community. And they're just taking L after L after L. And the screeching doesn't stop because none of this has gone how they planned, right? We've been talking about this for a little while now. And I do feel that there was a plan in motion. Everyone thought that it was just going to go the way they wanted, and that didn't happen. And as such, we've seen voice actors going crazy and splurging on fans and blocking fans and going crazy. We've seen grifters like Mars Girl come in and try to get favor for themselves again after being irrelevant. And we see other people like Linkara, a lot of Channel Awesome people coming in and trying to make a claim to stake here. One in particular famous person, at least on Twitter, Renfamous, who I have said I will not make a video on as much as I wanted to. I want her to be irrelevant and just ignored because she's literally like lives on Twitter. I counted her Twitter once for like, I had some time and I went through and I counted all of her tweets, and she went up to 150-ish tweets a day, all about CG, all about Kick Vic. Every tweet was about that stuff. If you don't know who that is, she's pretty much just an online troll. That's all she does is troll on Twitter all day. She gets in everybody's hair. Nick Rekieta, Ethan Van Sciver. Before that, it was Diversity in Comics. And she just literally sits on Twitter and tweets all day long. She's done some really shady stuff. Never got suspended. Runs around trying to deplatform people. Well, turns out if you search her account, it's been suspended. That's right. She's off Twitter now because she got busted doing the same stuff that she's done to other people. She had somebody report her out of context, just like she does. She had like a scrolling video which say, look at the pelts on my wall, for all these people that she's gotten suspended or banned off Twitter. Well, you know, karma. What can I tell you? She has another account that she's kind of hiding. It's Renfamous X. So she is ban evading right now. Not a surprise, right? She lives on Twitter. She's on there all day long. But this is fun to see. This is another L for the Kick Vic community. And we have another L right here. So some shared news from Ghost Shell Zen, where I found this. Neutral Studios has invited Vic back to their fan appreciation event. So one thing that's happened since all this has went down is a lot of people that have canceled him from their events have been bringing him back, thankfully. You know, it's nice to see the man getting some justice. And this is yet another L for the people that wanted to destroy him, which I think is based on his faith and such. They don't like him. I also think that the fact that he got work in voice acting without having to lick the boot of Chris Sabat, I think played a lot in that. But nevertheless, he's getting some respect back. And Neutral Zone Studios, you know, I'm not really sure on what that event is or whatever, but it's something that he was scheduled to appear at. And he is invited back. Now, this is another L for the Kick Vicers. They lose a lot lately. I don't think they've even gotten a win yet, unless it's some really shady deplatforming or doxing. That's pretty much all they do. That's a win to them because they have no morals. This is why you have big YouTubers coming over. I've seen like Amazing Lucas for Neverworld, you know, saying these people, what's wrong with them? And they're like, you know, looking at the evidence and they're seeing what's going on and they're, you know, coming to the voice of reason. Hey, this man deserves some justice. And if he's not, you know, if he's not innocent, that'll come out in court where it belongs, right? We're going to have a court case coming up soon. This is going to get really interesting. But the fact of the matter is, there's nothing convicting this man other than some people that say, my brother's friend from another person who told me this story from a guy I met at a gas station said I saw Vic do something. So that's not cool. I'm not a fan of that at all. So I like that we are getting the foothold here. And you can see here, they said, welcome him back. So if you didn't know, Vic did a thing called Star Trek Continues. It's on YouTube. It's free. I don't know if they got funding for this or not. I think it was just a fan project that he did because he's a big Star Trek fan. And it was just fan-made stuff. But it was really good, really high, like, I guess high budget. I mean, they had accurate-looking sets and props. It was very well done. You can check that out. Just Google Star Trek Continues. They're all free on YouTube. So it's nice that he's getting to go back to, something for Star Trek, which I think this is. So that's great, and that's another win for Stand with Vic. So speaking of L's again, the leader of Kick Vic, well, the right-hand man of Kick Vic, the true leader is Christopher Sabat. His minion, Mars Girl, who started the hashtag Kick Vic. There's plenty of videos on that. I've done a video on that. Check out the playlist I have that goes over this whole thing. She started the hashtag, and it turns out that Thunder Paladin here, who's somebody that knows her, said, not going to say anything inflammatory, no need to. I begged her not to do this. I told her it would be the only thing she's remembered for. After all these years of hard work, she created the hashtag. She wanted this. Now, what's interesting about that is it's true. She did. But he's saying, like, hey, this is what you're going to be remembered for. And I think she went in thinking it would be, a good remembrance, but there's been a lot of backlash, and I'm not sure. I know she's going to get in trouble. I know those papers are coming to her. She's going to get a lawsuit for this, and she might have to crowdfund for it, just like that oil change. But you can see she's not too happy about the negative press. Clicks retweet button, says nothing else. Look at this bee out here destroying people. Now what she's alleging to here is the previous video I made where she went and retweeted William Shatner from like 4 years ago. That's so petty that she went and looked up tweets from 4 years ago. And one thing that she forgets, though, is that the NPC always eat their own. And when you move over here, this guy says, at Mars Girl, retweet more from a guy who lambasts NPC and thinks that hashtag ME number 2 went too far. So she's getting attacked by people that go with her narrative for sharing that. And one of the reasons the Kick Vic NPCs are going after her for sharing William Shatner is because he has a different opinion than them, right? Take a look at the picture that they have. So this is from an old Star Trek episode where they got sent back in time. I'm familiar with this episode. I have the box set on Blu-ray, which looks fantastic, by the way. They really did a good job bringing that show up to HD and stuff. Looks like it came out the other day. But aside from that, look what they chose to put him on here, right? Because what does he do? Well, he doesn't quite like the NPCs. So yeah, this whole article pretty much just smears him. It's attached device and Kotaku, Gizmodo, all that stuff. It's pure trash, right? Trash outlets all around. And if you are a celebrity and you dare to attack NPC, you'll get this big long hit piece brought on you. So he talks about reporting the NPC, because look what they do. And I love how he posts this out here. I love NPCs who don't even understand issues but jump into fight, which is so true. So of course, because he did that, they never forget, never forgive, and she got attacked for it. And I found that quite hilarious. So this has been a good couple of days. A lot of wins for us and a lot of L's for them. And that's because they can't not put themselves in a corner. They've literally made memes of themselves like Monica did with that screenshot thing. We've got, Mars Girl falling apart. Renfamous has been suspended for at least 7 days. And I'm sure she's going crazy because she has to sit on Twitter all day long. All day long. Because literally, like, the average number of posts she does a day, and it's all about CG and Kick Vic, is at least 140. She's on there all day. I don't know how she has time to do anything. So, yeah, this is good. I'm glad that Vic's going back to another con or another event. I'm not sure if this is just a big, like, Star Trek con or what, but it's nice that the man is getting some of his life back. Because the cons are where a lot of voice actors and such make their money. It's the same with comic people. They make a lot of their money at the cons. But, I don't think it's so much about the money for him. I think he generally does want to go and just be with his fans. And it really shows. And that's where it seems, hey, a lot of the dedication that he gets is because he's so genuine with his fans. And it comes across very genuine how much he loves them. And I think it's a great thing that, people stand up for him. And I also think it's a great thing that a lot of the shade of this whole, like, listen and just don't go looking for facts movement is kind of getting put in the corner now, because, it's just not right that you can have your life utterly and completely destroyed off of 1 or 2 tweets. So I like that people are finally standing up against this. I think it's a great thing. And I feel like we generally have helped make some of this happen. And I say we because I wouldn't have this platform if it wasn't for you. And I'm so happy and glad and humbled and grateful that all of you watch these videos and throwing like up and comments, and it helps get the word out. And I'm glad that, I've been able to help someone, if even in the smallest way, influence, a Khan to bring him back, or, somebody else has been influenced from watching this to, stand up for what's right and helping these people get their lives back. It's not right that people are being destroyed over such garbage accusations. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. And I will see you guys on the next one.